Welcome to today's 8-hour Quickie review, the show where I review a game for up to 8 hours and condense all my findings in 4 minutes or less. Today's game, Seeds of Resilience. Ready, set, go! Seeds of Resilience is a game that was sent to me in the end of May. I played and completed the game in around 5 hours. The game has you controlling anywhere from 1 to who knows how many survivors on a grid-based map, trying to survive certain scenarios or attempting to build a ship and escape. You have to battle the seasons, food and land shortages, resource shortages, hurricanes, and sleeping outdoors. Ooh, all just to remain alive, and all at the same time while constructing houses for your citizens so they don't all die. While the game is in a functional working state, there are a few things that still need to be implemented in order to give this game a little more zazz. For example, there is no difference to the health loss of a survivor if they sleep outside in the summer or the winter. Storms help keep things interesting, and frankly, it's one of my favorite implementations. When a storm comes in, buildings get damaged. Wreckage floats to shore, and if your survivor was in one of the destroyed homes, they end up taking a bit of damage. However, time itself makes the game fairly easy to beat. The missions presented are fairly easy, but the tutorial, aka the first few missions, kind of cuts off right in the middle, leaving you to discover the bulk of the game yourself. Like, for example, it took me forever to realize you could remove soils to get clay with this odd icon over here, which is completely ignored in the tutorial stages. Likewise, there are a lot of buildings which are gated by the survivor's skill star rating, which is to say a leveling system. It would be nice to implement something like a grayed out building with requirements to build instead of guessing what skills you need in order to build the next building. However, overall the game is pretty simple, doesn't have much of a story, and is pretty short at its current phase. It definitely needs more missions, as the survive mode, which was fairly addictive, sharply loses its replayability once completed. It's a bit anticlimactic, really. Now, while I was interested in the game at first, about halfway through the missions when the tutorial ended, I got terribly lost. I lost most of my drive to play the game at this point. I reluctantly did and fiddled around with it until I figured it back out, but the sharp drop of holding hands and teaching the players how to walk to drop-kicking that player into an ocean is not an optimal solution. I realize that there's only one developer on the team, and knowing that, I know how much time and effort was put into the game, but it's got quite a ways to go before it's a finished product. The game did have its moments, though. Through my playthrough, particularly my survival playthrough, I found the game fun. I managed to get a swift hold on my food supply and was able to pump out levels and stations, and then of course I ran out of flax and had to wait until spring, but it was all good. The interest to see what kind of building I had to make next kept it interesting and entertaining, and while some objects, such as the kitchen and the cob house, are legitimately useless, it was still fun to progress. I give this game a tentative score of 196 out of 300, hoping that more missions will be added and more variations to the seasons will be implemented. It's got some good potential for being a good game, but in all honesty, I don't think this will ever become one of those games we talk about around the campfire, or anything else but a game that you play a few times to burn a few hours. That's my review for Seeds of Resilience. Thanks for watching. Stay trunky, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!